Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you are in the world. I hope your week has been great. It's another Friday and it is 5 p.m. West African time, as at when you'd be saying this. So last week we dealt with research as we've been doing for a few weeks, but specifically last week we looked at how to analyze your research data. So that is, you've carried out your research, maybe interview or focus group or survey, whatever it may be, and then it's now time for you to actually make sense of the data. So you would have recorded your session with your participants, and then you now want to transcribe and then make sense of the data. So I showed you guys how to use Mirrorbot for that. Another tool you can use for that is FigJam. That's a product of Figma. However, we use Miro. That's miro.com, miro.com. If you didn't watch that video, you need to go back and watch the video. It's on the YouTube channel. Okay, so moving on now. Today, we will be looking at research reports. This is probably going to be the shortest episodes we've had so far. So what we'll be doing is I'll be showing you guys what a research report looks like, and I'll be telling you what the point of research report is. By the way, I got you guys assignments. I got your assignments, and I think I gave feedback to couple of people. Then I think there's some I've not given feedback to. But what I need you to do is to go to mirror.com, get the actual link. For those that didn't send me the link itself, I want the link, and you make it so that I have access to view it. Let me show you guys how to do that in case you're not aware. So I'll just quickly share my screen and I'll show you how to do that. So here is my screen, and this is Mirrorbot. So I think this was the one we used last week. Okay, let me quickly reload this. Just a sec. Okay, so we did this last week where we came up with data, and then we have this affinity map, which is what I said you guys should do. Again, if you've not watched this, go back to the previous episode, that's episode 6, and watch this, make sense of it, do your own assignment, send it in, and I'll review it. So affinity map, let's say this. So some people said they wanted comfort on trip. This was for a travel application. Research would have been done with a couple of people, specific questions were asked, and then people came up with this data. Remember, this is just this was just an example, something that was done on the spot last week. But if you did your research, you have actual good data. Now, what I was talking about is that I would like you guys to share your link, which is you go to the top right here where you see this share button, you click on it. Oh, okay. So if you didn't name your what's it called, your Mirrorbot, to ask you for a title at this point in time. So I would just call this travel app command design class. So I'll just call this. So great. So if you had named it before, this is what will come up immediately. And this is where I need you to get the link from. But before you get the link, make sure that this place says can edit or can view. Anyone you'd like is fine by me. If you want me to be able to have edit access, then you can give edit access. But basically, you copy it from here. You click on copy team invite link. And when you copy it, it's been copied into your clipboard. Then you go to your email and just send that to me. That's what I want to see. Okay. Now moving on to research reports. What exactly is the point of a research report? So a research report is something that you compile after stakeholders have given you funding or time, like your employer or your client. You need something to send to them that they'll be able to make sense of the research that you have done. They'll be able to actually use the data. They'll be able to understand the whole work you've done. That's the point of the research report. You might not be able to share a Mirrorbot with them. It might not make a lot of sense, but you need to put this in a format that stakeholders can look at, especially top management or, again, your clients. So that's the point of a research report. I will be showing you guys what a template of a research report looks like. You can decide to follow that format. I'll probably send an email with this template for you to look at it, for you to be able to use it if you'd like to use it. So I got this template a while ago, and I've used it for a number of my projects. Okay, so this is the research report. And yeah, so basically this is just a cover page where you put your title. If it was a team, maybe your team name, or if it is you write your name and a date, your email address. Basically, you can follow this format, or you could decide not to use this. There are different templates. You can just Google and say UX research report template, and you get a number of them. So basically, what I need in your research report at this point in time will include some of this, like a background. If you have a project team, you can include this. If not, you can remove this particular slide when you get there. The scope of the project, which is basically the overview, the background. What were your participant criteria? How did you get the people that you actually spoke to? You lift most of the thing that you're going to be compiling in your report are things you lift from your research plan that you created in the beginning before your research, and then partially also from the from your mirror board where you did your research analysis. That's where you get most of the data. Your research report is something that if you follow the process I have told you guys that we've been doing for the last couple of weeks, your research report is something that won't take you time. Probably you can be done with it in less than 30 minutes. I mean, like 15 minutes actually. Moving on, so this is a team. If you have a team, if you have some pictures that you took during your research, you can decide to dump them here. Maybe some screenshots, so depending on the kind of research you did, whatever it is that's relevant to your research or to your project, you can put them here. Then if you have a title, maybe this title would have been something from your table of content, maybe participant criteria, you could just put that here. Or if it was scope, so you have scope, basically you can now just put the objective, or what was your original objective of your research, lift this from your research plan, drop them there. Whatever things that is relevant, put it. It doesn't have to follow this particular format. I'm repeating that. It doesn't have to follow this particular format. Anything you're not going to use out of this template, for those that are using this template, delete it. So we have participants. What are the participants you spoke to? 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, whatever it is. That's for qualitative data at this point. Then key insights. These are things that actually made sense out of the data you got or the data you analyzed, and you leave that from your mirror board. That is from here. So let's say people said, oh, they want comfort. Comfort is important. And you think that's something that is very important to your research. Then you'd probably put that here. Oh, and then you can put like a direct quote. Again, you can get a quote from what people said and just drop it here. Basically, this board is just for insight. So you can put your insights here. If you did a competitor analysis, depending on the project you're working on, you probably put the picture of your competitor, their name, and whatever it is that they're doing. So depending on whatever it is that you did during your research, you put it. Any slides you're not going to use, delete them. There is this one of personas. We've not dealt with personas yet, but that's part of the email I'm going to send you guys. I'll send you guys some resources to read up on and watch some videos on personas and the whole point of personas. I know I touched on it some weeks ago where I told you that personas are what we call a fictitious, but they are realistic representation of this group of people you've spoken to. So you've done your research and everything, and then you now find out, oh, my ideal audience for, they said the travel application I want to build are, say, or for the people I spoke with are, let me see, maybe somebody that's within the age of 45, maybe an entrepreneur that travels for business trips, or maybe an employee that their company, pays for trips outside the country or something like that. So basically, a persona is fictitious, but it's realistic because you pick it out of your research. However, it's fictitious because it's not exactly that it's that person per se. So this is an example of what a persona might look like. But again, this is one of the things I'll tell you guys to Google. If you just literally Google personas right now, on your system, you would see a lot of personas. I'll just click on the images tab and you see what personas look like. So this is a persona, somebody's picture, maybe a relevant quote from what they said during your research. So a persona is like an aggregate of the group of people you spoke to that is relevant to your research. So yeah, so this is what the persona looks like, and we are different types of persona. So you could have made your persona somewhere else, maybe on Miro. You can actually create a persona on Miro, screenshot it, and drop it in your research reports. Okay, so it'd be great if you can actually do that and add it to your research report. Let's see, so maybe a powerful quote from a particular research participant that will help you to communicate your message strongly. You can put that here, and then you quote the person, put the person's name if you had their name. If you didn't have their name, you can add, you can just say anonymous. So this is a persona. Yeah. Okay, so this is for those that did what we call an empathy map. I'm not going to be touching empathy map, but it's something you can go ahead and research. Empathy, like EMPACHY, the map as an MAP. So empathy map. I will not be dealing with that. I don't think we'll be dealing with that. Like I said, there's a lot of things you would need to know during as a UX designer, but most of the work is on you. You can't 100% rely only on what I am teaching you guys in this training series. It is going to be on you to do research. Send me email, say, okay, this is something I researched. What do you think about it? Is this something that's important? I'd like that kind of communication, and I'm actually open to responding. So basically, this template is just everything that you would have found out during your research. And then somewhere at the very end, you can say action points. That is, what is the next thing that you will now do after you've done your research? You need to do some more research. Maybe there's some things you found out, oh, I didn't get enough of this data. I didn't get some things I would have needed, I need for my research. Then you can note it down. You can just put bullet points here of some things that you need to do more of. Then if, for instance, the next thing for you now would be ideation. Now you need to brainstorm with a team, or you need to brainstorm on some ideas, whatever it is, basically document them here. And then did you have some unanswered questions? Many of these slides are actually optional, like I've been telling you. Anything that you're not going to include, just delete it. The most important thing is for you to document your key findings from your Miro board, from what you already found out during your research. So that's it about research reports. Again, as I usually say, if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. I'm always ready to respond to you guys. And yeah, so okay, I think there's one more research report template that I would actually share with you guys. I think I'll share 2 research report templates that I have that can help you guys you can use either one of them to document your stuff. So again, I would love to see your assignment, which is your research report, by next week, Wednesday at most, so that I can review it and send you feedback. And for those that have not sent in their stuff, or you think that you're lagging behind, you're already lagging behind, or maybe you're even just joining this whole series right now, it's never too late. All of the videos are on YouTube. You can decide to just binge watch them and try to act on them. Like each episode actually has something you can do that has to do with the topic. So I've actually broken this down into bite size that you can easily digest and understand. So that will be it for today. Next week, so let me quickly just tell you guys the plan for the rest of March. So today is the 11th, as of when I'm actually filming this. So we have 2 more weeks before we'll be done officially with the research module. So this is the research module we've been dealing with since for the past couple of weeks, since last month and then now this month. So it's about 2 months that we're spending on the research module. So next week, well, what we'll be doing might be a bit different, but actually we're already wrapping up on the research. So this is most of the thing you need to know on UX research. Again, it is left for you to do your own homework, to do your own research again, for you to like just basically be proactive about your own progress. Send me messages if it's something you need to learn. Now, this is something I want to do next week, which would be the 18th. I will be taking a couple of specific kind of questions, things that has to do with career specifically, UX design career, and this will be targeted more at you that you're say a junior designer, someone that you already have a portfolio, you want me to review something, or you have some career specific kind of question, maybe preparing for interview, things like that. Those are kind of things I'll be dealing with next week. I have a couple of things I would like to share with you guys next week. If you have questions as regards to, send this to me. I'll be taking this next week. Then the last week of March, which will be 25th, I already told you guys we have somebody coming in, and the person will be her name is Lade. So she will be answering all those questions you guys have sent in as regards research, which I think would be awesome. So we're supposed to have her last month, but yeah, we're not able to have her last month. So we're going to be having her the last week of this month. And that brings me to the end of today's session. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to say, type it in the comments and I would respond. I will be here responding to your comments. And so see ya next week. Bye.